In the Why Bitcoin series, we have talked a lot about the amazing potential and risks that come with the innovative new currency. But now it's time to zero in on one of the biggest misunderstandings that deter people from ever owning Bitcoin. The price of a single Bitcoin is tens of thousands of dollars. For some investors, that is a humble percentage of their entire portfolio. But for better or for worse, the average American 70-year-old only has $170,000 saved for retirement according to Investopedia.com. So statistically, if you're watching this video from America or most other developed countries, the cost of one Bitcoin could be a third of your entire net worth, if not way more. Before I get into why that should not deter you from buying Bitcoin, let's put that into perspective from a few different angles. Most blue chip corporate shares are typically $50 to $500. Blue chip shares are portions of ownership in a corporation like Apple, Disney, or Home Depot. These are some of the most common assets held for retirement. So if we think of one Bitcoin as comparable to a single share of a blue chip corporation, it's typically going to be about 100 times the cost. But what if we look at it another way? Most Americans own more than just a portfolio of financial assets like stocks when they retire. According to Statista.com, 80% of Americans own a home by the time they are 65 years of age. Given that the median home value in the United States is around $400,000, one Bitcoin is only 1/8 the cost of a home. Now that the cost of one Bitcoin is situated a little bit more comfortably in your mind, it's time to level with you. Most people who own Bitcoin do not buy a whole Bitcoin. They buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, but are able to enjoy the same rate of return on the dollar amount they invested. Mainstream crypto wallets needed for buying, selling, and holding Bitcoin allow you to buy as little as $50 worth of Bitcoin at a time. You simply connect a crypto wallet like Coinbase or Binance.us to a verified bank account, transfer money from the bank account to the wallet, and then buy Bitcoin through the wallet. Once the buy order clears, then you no longer own dollars, but you do own the Bitcoin. Now you might be thinking, okay, cool, so I can own Bitcoin, but how much should I buy? This is a question I am frequently asked on my channel's daily live stream, Coffee and Crypto, and I usually have the same answer every time. The truth is that you should only ever invest as much as you are willing to lose, and that's going to be different for everyone. For some large investors who have many years of profitable investing under their belt, $500,000 might be what they can afford to lose. But for the average wage-earning American, losing even $400 could cause them to miss a car payment. A better question I encourage people to consider is the following: how should I incorporate Bitcoin into my long-term savings and investment strategy? This is a better question because no matter how much money you have, the answer is going to apply to you. When investing into any asset that could go up or down in price, you need to keep a few things in mind. Investing is a marathon and it's not a sprint. If you believe the price of an asset, in this case Bitcoin, is going to be higher in 10 years than it is today, then you have to understand that there will be many highs and lows between now and 10 years from now. For this reason, it's best to buy Bitcoin a little bit at a time over a long period of time. This is also known as dollar cost averaging. For an asset like Bitcoin, the price per coin is considered very volatile by the investment community. We covered this at length in a previous video, and if you're unsure of what volatility might mean for your portfolio, then I strongly encourage you to go back and watch the video titled Why Bitcoin is So Volatile. Because of the high level of volatility, the experience can be unsettling or overly euphoric for you to hold Bitcoin. Even for experienced investors, holding Bitcoin can be emotionally difficult at times. There's even a word for this that has emerged from the Bitcoin community that encapsulates the roller coaster ride of an asset that is Bitcoin. That word is HODL. It means a lot to me because it's essentially a mantra that I repeat to myself when I'm tempted to sell my Bitcoin for a much higher price than what I paid for. It stands for hold on for dear life. The good news is that the best way to buy Bitcoin is slowly over a long period of time without selling. I say this is the best way because since 2009, when Bitcoin was first mined, the most profitable investment strategy has been to buy and hold. Now you know the basics of why Bitcoin is more affordable than you may have thought. First, you can buy a fraction of one Bitcoin for as little as $10. You also now know that when you buy Bitcoin, you are in for a much more emotionally stimulating experience than most other asset classes you could buy into. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into what buying in slow means in practice. An important truth in investing is that nobody knows what will happen to the price of an asset before it happens. For this reason, it's best to buy Bitcoin a little bit at a time. After all, you may believe that Bitcoin will be much more valuable than it is today. A lot of people have believed that too, and so far, all who have stuck to that belief have been handsomely rewarded. The smartest among the hodlers started by setting aside a defined percentage from every paycheck. In this way, you can start to slowly build up the mental muscles you will need to one day control a large sum of money responsibly. For example, if you generate around $2,000 per month after taxes and you have $1,500 in monthly costs, then that leaves you $500 to invest. Of that $500 to invest, you may choose to buy Bitcoin with 20% or $100 per month. If at the first of every month you contribute 20% of $500 into Bitcoin, then you will have bought $1,200 in 12 months. If you take the average annual rate of appreciation of Bitcoin between 2018 and 2021, 94%, and play that out over 10 years, you end up with over $1 million before taxes. Not too bad. Now, if you have any experience in the stock market or real estate, you will know that you can also try to time the market so that you can avoid your money being invested during times of prolonged price decreases. I certainly do not recommend attempting to time the market if you're new to it, but I would encourage you to tune into my daily morning shows that start at 9:30 Eastern every single weekday. In my morning show, I discuss my approach to reading trading indicators and finding the most important Bitcoin headlines. If you made it this far in the video, then you're probably seriously considering buying Bitcoin. I'm so thrilled that you would consider investing your money into something I'm so passionate about. It's truly a great investment for so many reasons other than just the financial return. Since I first bought Bitcoin on July 31st, 2017, I have made so many friends who are as excited as I am to learn about the blockchain technology that is positioned to one day solve so many of the world's problems and bring financial sovereignty to so many individuals and companies all around the world. Even if you don't feel ready to commit a percentage of your monthly income to buying Bitcoin, I still strongly recommend setting up a cryptocurrency wallet and buying just $50 so that you can show yourself that not only can you afford to buy Bitcoin, but that you can't afford not to. Investing in Bitcoin has taught me so many valuable lessons that have transferred to other parts of my life. Lessons like the power of patience, courage to take risks, as well as the importance of learning to do my own research and not just listening to what others want me to think. Every day I hear from more and more investors who have experienced similar personal growth adventures through buying Bitcoin, and I sincerely hope that you are going to be next. Hey! You made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely consider subscribing because we're trying to help you become financially free in these cryptocurrency markets. And also, consider following us on Twitter @CryptoJeb for more updates on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Peace.